Arsenal transfer awaits Real Madrid star after Alonso's sack as White to Everton stance becomes clear. A transfer to Premier League side Arsenal now awaits for Real Madrid starlet Arda Guler after Xabi Alonso was sacked, according to reports. The Gunners are having a great season, with Mikel Arteta leading them to first position in the Premier League, while they beat Portsmouth 4-1 over the weekend to move into the fourth round of the FA Cup. Arsenal are 14 points clear of fourth-place Liverpool and 6 points ahead of Manchester City and Aston Villa, who occupy second and third place respectively. Mikel Arteta was heavily backed in the summer transfer window, as the Arsenal board gave him the funds to make 8 new signings, with the Gunners looking to end a run of 3 consecutive second-placed finishes to finally win the Premier League. There have been rumors that Arsenal could enter the transfer market in January to get them over the line, and Arteta revealed their plans for the winter market at the end of December. When asked if there is space for another defender in his squad, Arteta said, "Depending on the availability of certain players, so the window is there." Arsenal, Aston Villa, and Man City to copy champion transfer template, including Bayern angering raid. I mean, we're Arsenal, and we have to be looking at it like, okay, what do we need? And we have to be actively looking, and then can we do it or not? That's a different story, but our job is to be always very prepared because something can happen, so hopefully very positive. When pushed on how he will assess whether that's needed, Arteta added, "We're going to be really aware of the situation and the timescale of certain players. Going from the front line then to the back line, that's the depth that you need, and when you look across the other clubs as well, they have 24, 25 squad players. The thing is that although we have more injuries than expected, some of them not avoidable I would say, but we want to be better and we know how important the part of having the right availability of players is going to play in this season." One player who could be on their way to Arsenal, maybe more likely in the summer, is Real Madrid attacking midfielder Guler after Alonso's sacking at the Bernabeu. The Turkey international was a favorite under Alonso after being given a bit-part role under previous manager Carlo Ancelotti, and Spanish website Defensa Central claims that a move to Arsenal now awaits him in the summer. Arsenal are considering him as a possible signing for next season, but Guler now waits to see what Arbeloa does with him before making an exit decision. The report adds, if he doesn't play, he could request a transfer in the next summer window, but it's important to note that Alvaro Arbeloa's future at Real Madrid beyond next summer will depend on the team's performance in the coming months. The manager knows very well that he has to turn the team's situation around, and that if he doesn't, he'll have little chance of staying on. Ben White has been linked to a January move to Everton in recent days, but Football.London understands that even if Everton's supposed admiration for White is genuine, this remains unconfirmed at this stage. Arsenal have zero interest in offloading the player this month. The report adds, Arsenal's side is currently focused on continuing the momentum they built during the first half of the season, and weakening their squad this winter is just not an option. Everton want to sign 28-year-old Ben White from Arsenal. The English right-back has dropped out of Arteta's starting 11 and is reportedly open to a move in the summer for more Premier League game time. Everton are keen to get the deal done this month, but Ben White wishes to remain and be part of the potential title-winning squad. Arsenal have their own defensive transfer targets, and if Ben White doesn't leave this month, he is expected to be leaving the Emirates in the summer. Rejected 18-year-old Ethan Nwaneri has turned down the chance to join Bournemouth on loan with the option to a summer transfer and wishes to remain at the Emirates and fight for his place in Mikel Arteta's squad. The English attacking midfielder received 3 offers to leave Arsenal this month, and Arsenal were open to a straight loan for his development. He's decided he's staying. Inter confirm Hakan Çalhanoğlu has suffered a muscle strain in his left calf, and according to reports in Italy, the Turkey international will remain out for circa 20 days. Inter will be forced to cope without Çalhanoğlu for at least 20 days, according to Italian sources, including Sky Sport Italia. Çalhanoğlu to remain out of action for 20 days. The Turkey international was forced to be substituted in the second half of Sunday's 2-2 draw against Napoli at the Stadio Meazza on Sunday. Inter confirmed their midfielder's injury with a statement on Tuesday morning. Hakan Çalhanoğlu underwent an MRI scan this morning at the Humanitas Clinical Institute in Rossano, the Nerazzurri said in a statement. The 31-year-old has scored 8 goals and provided 4 assists in 22 appearances across all competitions this season. Which Inter games will Çalhanoğlu miss? Inter are the Serie A table leaders and will host Lecce at San Siro on Wednesday in a rescheduled Serie A Week 16 fixture, which the Nerazzurri didn't play in December due to their involvement in the Supercoppa Italiana. Çalhanoğlu is also expected to miss games against Udinese, Pisa and Cremonese in Serie A, Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund in the Champions League, but could return for a league game at Sassuolo on February 8th. Arsenal make Ben White transfer decision after sources Everton reveal. Mikel Arteta may not be prepared to let Ben White leave Arsenal for Everton this month, amid fears about his weakening his squad in the January transfer window. Former Man United chief scout Mick Brown told Football Insider that Arteta wants to keep his first-team squad together as Arsenal compete on all fronts. Arsenal beat Portsmouth 4-1 to progress into the fourth round of the FA Cup, while they are also in the Carabao Cup semi-finals and Champions League knockout stages. That, alongside competing at the top of the Premier League in hopes of finally securing the title, means the boss will block any big-name exits in January. This comes after Mick Brown told Football Insider that Arteta would block Ethan Nwaneri's exit, despite suggestions he could leave on loan this month. Arsenal responded to Everton's interest in Ben White. Football Insider exclusively revealed on 11 January that Everton is interested in signing White to ease their concerns about the right-back position under David Moyes. The 28-year-old has started just 9 games in what has been a season marred by injuries, but remains a key part of the squad and Arteta's plans for the season. Arsenal aren't going to let Ben White leave Arsenal, Mick Brown told Football Insider. The same thing applies to what I said about Ethan Nwaneri. Arteta does not want to lose any of his players while they are still competing on all fronts. He needs to keep a strong squad together, and that includes White. From Everton's point of view, I'm not surprised they're interested in him, because Moyes wants to strengthen his squad with better players than they've got. White is a player I can see fitting in well at Everton under Moyes. He's tall, quick, strong, technically sound. It would make a lot of sense. In normal circumstances, it's a deal I can see happening, but Arsenal aren't in ordinary circumstances at the moment. They want to win trophies. To do that, you need a strong squad. Arteta knows that, so he's not going to let anybody leave, especially not those in and around the starting 11. Even if these players aren't regulars at the moment, he will need to call on them down the line. Everton set their sights on new right-back targets. White has emerged among a number of options for Everton as they aim to strengthen their squad in key areas ahead of the second half of the season. This comes after Football Insider exclusively revealed on 19 December that Everton wants to sign a right-back either in January or at the end of the season. Jake O'Brien is currently the first-choice right-back and has done a solid job so far this season after taking over the role from club legend Seamus Coleman. Brown first told Football Insider in May that right-back is a priority position for Everton in their transfer plans, as they are unhappy with their current options. Alongside White, the likes of Leeds United star Jayden Bogle have been linked with moves to the Hill Dickinson Stadium, with ambitious plans being put in place. For more Arsenal and exclusive news, follow us on Facebook or join our brand new WhatsApp channel for instant updates to be sent straight to your phone. Arsenal pull plug on transfer deal after what Mikel Arteta saw versus Portsmouth. Arsenal will not allow Ethan Nwaneri leave during the January transfer window, and Mikel Arteta is prepared to pull the plug on any suggestions of a loan move. Former Man United chief scout Mick Brown told Football Insider that Ethan Nwaneri has proven why he deserves a more regular spot in the starting 11. Nwaneri impressed during Arsenal's 4-1 win against Portsmouth as they progressed into the fourth round of the FA Cup and remained competitive across all competitions. With the Gunners also having progressed into the Carabao Cup semi-finals and Champions League knockout stages, Arteta is determined to keep his squad together.